She woke up wearing a stranger's ring in a mansion she didn't recognize. The man claiming to be her husband? A dangerous crime boss with secrets darker than her missing memories. Now she must decide. Uncover the truth about last night's wedding or escape before his world consumes her completely. If you're new here, subscribe and comment your location. Now let's begin. The silk sheets felt like clouds against her skin. Emily groaned and rolled over, her head pounding like someone had used it as a drum all night. She cracked one eye open and immediately regretted it. This was not her apartment. Her apartment had peeling wallpaper and a window that looked directly into another building. This room had floor-to-ceiling windows with a view of mountains. Actual mountains. The bed was the size of her entire bedroom back home. Everything was white and gold and screamed money. Emily shot up in bed, then grabbed her head because that was a terrible idea. Her mouth tasted like she'd licked a tequila bottle. Her hair felt like a bird's nest. And she was wearing someone's shirt. A men's dress shirt that definitely wasn't hers. "Oh no," she whispered. "Oh no, no, no." She looked down at her hands and froze. There was a ring on her left hand. Not just any ring. A massive diamond ring that caught the morning light and nearly blinded her. It looked like it cost more than her car. More than 10 cars. It was the kind of ring that had its own security team. "What?" she shrieked. The bedroom door opened. A man walked in carrying a coffee cup. He was tall, dark-haired, and wearing an expensive suit, even though it was barely 8 in the morning. He was also the most attractive human being Emily had ever seen in real life. Sharp jaw, dark eyes, the kind of face that made people walk into walls. He looked at her and smiled. Actually smiled. Like waking up to a screaming stranger was his favorite way to start the day. "Good morning, wife," he said, his voice smooth and calm. Emily's brain completely stopped working. "Excuse me, what?" He sat on the edge of the bed, way too comfortable, and held out the coffee cup. "You insisted we get married last night. I simply agreed." She stared at him, then at the ring, then back at him, then at the ring again because maybe she'd imagined it, but nope, still there, still huge. "This is a joke," she said. "This is a prank. Where are the cameras? Am I on some terrible reality show?" He raised one eyebrow. "No cameras, just us. And the marriage certificate downstairs, signed and official." "The what?" "We're legally married," he said like he was telling her the weather forecast. "You were very insistent about it. You actually threatened to fight me if I said no." Emily's hands started shaking. She looked around the massive bedroom, at the expensive furniture, at this gorgeous stranger who claimed to be her husband. Her memory from last night was completely blank. She remembered quitting her terrible job, remembered her friend Maya dragging her to that fancy bar, remembered shots. So many shots. Tequila. Whiskey. Something blue that tasted like bad decisions. And then, nothing. Just a big black hole where her memories should be. "Who are you?" she asked, her voice going high and squeaky. "Kieran Ashford," he said. "Your husband." "That's not funny." "I'm not joking." He pulled out his phone and showed her a photo. Emily grabbed it with shaking hands. It was definitely her. In a white dress she'd never seen before. Standing next to Kieran in front of what looked like a fancy chapel, she was grinning like a maniac and holding a champagne bottle. He was looking at her like she'd just solved world hunger. "No," she whispered. "No, no, 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 no." "There are 17 more photos," Kieran said helpfully. "Would you like to see them?" "No." "You also made me sign this." He pulled out a folded paper from his jacket. "A marriage contract. Your terms. You refused to marry me without it." Emily snatched it and started reading. Her own handwriting stared back at her, messy and aggressive and slightly crooked. "Marriage rules for Kieran Ashford, who is very hot but needs boundaries. 1. Emily keeps her own money, all of it. No sharing. 1. Emily gets her own room if she wants it. Big room. Good view. 1. Emily makes her own choices, always. 1. No mansplaining or Emily gets divorced immediately. 1. Kieran has to be nice to Emily's friends. 1. Emily can leave whenever she wants. No guilt trips. 1. Kieran has to buy Emily books. Lots of books. First editions. 1. If Kieran is boring, Emily can tell him. Signed, Emily Chen, boss wife, witnessed by Victor, James, and Harrison, who all agree Emily is terrifying and correct. At the bottom was Kieran's signature, neat and elegant and completely official looking. "I signed everything," Kieran said, watching her face. "You were very persuasive." Emily looked up at him. "Define persuasive." "You grabbed me by my tie and said, 'Marry me, coward, unless you're scared.'" He seemed amused. "Then you called me pretty and poked my chest." Her face turned bright red. "I did not." "You did, in front of about 30 people at the bar. Then we went to the chapel and you negotiated that contract better than any lawyer I've ever met. My men were extremely impressed. Victor actually took notes." "Your men?" "I have employees, associates, people who work for me." Something about the way he said it made Emily's stomach flip. She looked around the mansion bedroom again, the expensive everything, the way he carried himself like he owned the universe and was thinking about buying another one. "What do you do?" she asked slowly. "I run a family business. Import and export. Investment management. Property development." "Of what exactly?" "Various things." He smiled, and it was the smile of a man with secrets. Big secrets. "Nothing you need to worry about." Emily threw off the covers and stood up. The room spun a little, but she ignored it. She was wearing his shirt and her underwear, and nothing else, but she was too panicked to care. "Okay, this is insane. We're getting this annulled, divorced. Whatever makes this marriage not real. If that's what you want." He didn't move, just watched her with those dark eyes. "Though you should know, you were extremely clear last night that marrying me was the best idea you'd ever had. You actually made a speech about it. I was drunk." "You were magnificent." The way he said it made Emily pause. There was real admiration in his voice. Like drunk, Emily had impressed him deeply. "I don't even know you," she said. "We met at the bar. You spilled your martini on my jacket. Then you told me it was an ugly jacket anyway and I should burn it." His lips twitched. "No one has ever spoken to me like that." "I insulted your jacket." "You insulted everything about me. My tie, my drink choice, the fact that I was sitting alone. You said I looked like I needed to smile more and maybe get a hobby." He stood up, tall and imposing. "Then you argued with me about everything. Books, movies, whether pineapple belongs on pizza. You had opinions and you didn't hold back." His eyes went soft. "I found it incredibly attractive." Emily's heart was pounding. "So you married me because I was mean to you?" "I married you because you looked me in the eye and treated me like a regular person. You didn't care about my name or my money or my reputation. You just saw me." He took a step closer. "Do you know how rare that is?" "What reputation?" Emily asked suspiciously. Before he could answer, someone knocked on the door. "Boss," a gruff voice called. "Sorry to interrupt, but we have a situation with the downtown shipment." Kieran's entire expression changed, went cold and hard and dangerous. He looked at the door and said, "I'll handle it. Give me 10 minutes." "Boss?" Emily repeated. "You're a boss? Of what?" He turned back to her and the coldness melted just a little. "We can discuss that later. Right now you should rest. You had quite an eventful night. Don't you dare walk away without explaining." But he was already at the door. He paused and looked back. "Everything in this house is yours. The staff will get you anything you need. Your clothes from last night are being cleaned, though honestly they were barely holding together. There are new clothes in that closet. Your size." His eyes softened even more. "You're safe here, Emily. That's a promise." Then he was gone. Emily stood there in the middle of the massive bedroom, wearing a stranger's shirt, with a diamond ring the size of a small planet on her finger, and zero memories of how any of this happened. "What have I done?" she whispered to the empty room. Her phone buzzed from somewhere. She found it on the nightstand, plugged in and fully charged. 27 missed calls from Maya, 63 texts. "Maya, where are you?" "Maya, Emily, answer your phone right now." "Maya, some ridiculously hot guy in a suit just carried you out of the bar like you were a princess." "Maya, he looked expensive and dangerous." "Maya, are you alive?" "Maya, I'm literally calling the police." "Maya, wait, you just texted me? A photo of wedding cake?" "Maya, Emily, what is happening?" "Maya, Did you just send me a marriage certificate? Maya. Who is Kieran Ashford? Maya. Emily. I googled him. Maya. Call me immediately. Emily scrolled up with shaking hands and found messages she'd sent last night. Drunk Emily had been extremely active on her phone. Emily, 11:43 p.m. I'm getting married. Emily, 11:47 p.m. His name is Kieran and he is so hot, Maya. Emily, 11:51 p.m. Like stupid hot. Emily, 11:52 p.m. Like I want to climb him like a tree. Hot Emily, 11:58 p.m. I made him sign a contract because I'm a genius, Emily. 12:11 a.m. The wedding cake is amazing. I'm eating it right now. Emily, 12:24 a.m. I'm gonna kiss him. Emily, 12:25 a.m. I kissed him. Emily, 12:26 a.m. Maya. He tastes like expensive things. Emily, 12:27 a.m. His friends are laughing at him because he looks like a lost puppy. Emily, 12:45 a.m. We're married now. I'm a wife, Emily. 12:46 a.m. This is the best night of my entire life. Emily Mantar, 1:03 a.m. He just carried me to a car and I feel like a Princess Emily, 1:15 a.m. I told him he has to worship me and he said, okay, Emily, 1:16 a.m. Maya, I think I love him. Emily slowly sat down on the bed. She'd sent photos too. Lots of photos. Her in a white dress that actually looked amazing, grinning like she'd won the lottery. Kieran carrying her bridal style out of the chapel. The two of them with what looked like his friends, everyone laughing. A blurry selfie of her kissing his cheek while he looked shocked and pleased. She looked happy. Really, truly happy. Happier than she'd been in years. Okay, she said to herself. Don't panic. Just figure out what's happening and then fix it. Or run. Running is good. She stood up and walked to the closet. Kieran hadn't been lying. It was full of women's clothes. Expensive clothes. Designer labels she'd only ever seen in magazines. Jeans that probably cost more than her rent. Sweaters that felt like clouds. Everything in her exact size. How did he know her size? Had she told him? Had they gone shopping? Her brain couldn't fill in any of the blanks. She grabbed dark jeans and a soft green sweater, got dressed and took a deep breath. Then she opened the bedroom door. The hallway outside was massive. Marble floors. Art on the walls that looked museum quality. She could see other doors all closed. The place was more like a hotel than a house. She walked carefully, following the sound of voices downstairs. The house was even bigger than she'd thought. She passed a library that made her stop and stare because it had 2 floors of books. An actual spiral staircase to reach the upper shelves. She'd drooled over libraries like this in movies. Now she was apparently living in one. She found stairs leading down to Mrs. Ashford, one of them said, actually bowing a little. Good morning, Mom. Please don't call me that. Emily reached the bottom. Where's Kieran? He's in his office handling business. He said you're welcome anywhere in the house. The man smiled. He had a kind face despite being built like a tank. Are you hungry? The kitchen is this way? Rose has been cooking all morning. I don't need. Her stomach growled, loudly, like an angry bear. Both men tried not to smile. This way, Mrs. Ashford, the first man said. Emily, just Emily. Yes, Ma'am. They led her through the house to a kitchen that belonged in a cooking show. All marble and stainless steel and windows overlooking a garden. A woman with grey hair and a warm smile looked up from the stove and immediately beamed. You must be Emily. Oh, you're even prettier awake. The woman rushed over. I'm Rosa. I manage the house. Sit, sit. What would you like? Pancakes? Eggs? French toast? I can make anything. Just coffee, Emily said weakly. Of course. And food. You need food. You barely ate anything last night. You were too busy making demands. Rosa laughed and started pulling out ingredients. You told Mr. Ashford that his coffee maker was inadequate and he needed a better one. He had one delivered at 2 in the morning. Emily blinked. He what? You wanted good coffee. So, he got you good coffee. Rosa pointed to a fancy espresso machine that looked like it belonged in a coffee shop. That thing cost $15,000. Arrived in the middle of the night. $15,000? For a coffee maker? You're the boss's wife. He'd buy you the moon if you asked. Rosa started the machine. Everyone's talking about you. The men love you. You apparently told Victor his tattoos were cool and asked where he got them. He cried a little. He cried? Happy tears. No one's ever been nice to Victor. He's very sensitive under all those muscles. Emily sat at the kitchen island, her head spinning. Within minutes, Rosa put a perfect cappuccino in front of her, and the smell of bacon and eggs filled the kitchen. "Rosa," Emily said carefully, "what exactly does Kieran do? Really?" Rosa paused for just a second while cracking eggs. Then she smiled. "He runs the family business. Import and export. Very successful." "What kind of imports and exports?" "The profitable kind." Rosa put a plate of perfect scrambled eggs and crispy bacon in front of her. "He's a good man, Emily. Takes care of his people. Loyal, protective. Maybe a little intense. But you seem like you can handle intense." That wasn't a real answer. That was a carefully crafted non-answer. Emily ate because her body demanded food, but her mind was racing. The mansion. The guards. The way everyone called her Mrs. Ashford like it was a royal title. The contract she'd apparently written that gave her all the power. The $15,000 coffee maker purchased in the middle of the night. She pulled out her phone and searched. Kieran Ashford. The results made her blood go cold. Kieran Ashford. Ashford family. Business empire worth billions. Suspected connections to organised crime. Money laundering investigation. Rumours of illegal activities. Dangerous. Powerful. Untouchable. "Oh my God," Emily whispered. "I married a crime boss." "Allegedly," a voice said from the doorway. She spun around so fast she almost fell off the stool. Kieran stood there, leaning against the doorframe. He'd taken off his jacket and rolled up his sleeves. He looked relaxed, but his eyes were sharp, watching her. "The authorities have never proven anything," he said calmly, walking into the kitchen. "I'm just a businessman with an unfortunate family history." Emily stood up. "You're in the Mafia." "We prefer the term family business. Mafia sounds so old-fashioned." "You're joking about this." "You were joking about it last night. You asked if I had a secret lair and henchmen. I told you yes to both. You said that was hot." He stopped a few feet away from her. "Then you made me promise never to involve you in anything illegal. I agreed. It's actually in the contract. Page 2. Emily grabbed the contract from her pocket where she'd shoved it, flipped to page 2. Section 9. Kieran promises to keep Emily completely separate from any illegal business activities. Emily will never be involved, implicated, or endangered by Kieran's work. If this is violated, marriage is immediately void, and Emily gets half of everything. Drunk Emily had actually protected herself. Smart drunk Emily. "I can't believe this," she said. "You also made me promise to never kill anyone in front of you, and to always warn you if dangerous people are coming over, and to teach you self-defense just in case." Kieran pulled out his phone. "Would you like to see more videos from last night? You were very thorough about your safety requirements. There are videos." He held up his phone. Hit play. Drunk Emily appeared on screen. Pointing at the camera aggressively, she was holding champagne and wearing that white dress. "Listen up," Video Emily shouted. "I know what he does. Harrison told me everything. His family is in crime. They do illegal things." She grabbed Kieran's arm. He looked shocked on the video. "Do I care? No. You know why? Because he's respectful. He listens. He doesn't interrupt. Do you know how rare that is?" She poked his chest. "I'm going to marry this man and none of you can stop me." Kieran in the video said, "Emily, maybe you should sleep on this decision." "Sleep? I don't need sleep. I need a wedding." She spun to face him. "Are you scared? Are you a coward?" "No, I just think..." "Then marry me." She pulled him towards someone off camera. "Now, before I change my mind, which I won't, because this is brilliant." The video ended. Current Emily stared at the phone, then at Kieran, then at the floor because she wanted the ground to swallow her whole. "I knew," she whispered. "Drunk me knew everything and did it anyway. You knew within an hour of meeting me. Harrison can't keep secrets when he's drunk." Kieran put the phone away. "You said, and I'm quoting directly, 'Everyone has baggage. At least yours is interesting and comes with money and a nice face.'" Emily covered her face with her hands. "Oh my God. You also said I had good bone structure and you wanted to keep me." "Stop. And that my accent was attractive. I don't have an accent." "You do a little," Rosa said helpfully from the stove. "It comes out when you're emotional." Kieran shot her a look. Rosa just smiled and kept cooking. Emily lowered her hands. "This is completely insane." "Yes," Kieran agreed. "I married a criminal." Alleged criminal. Never been convicted. I'm a law-abiding citizen. You jaywalked twice last night. I saw you. That's different. Is it, though? They stared at each other. Emily's heart was pounding. Kieran looked way too calm about this entire situation. Like getting aggressively married by a drunk stranger was just a normal Tuesday for him. Why did you agree to this? Emily asked. You could have said no. You could have just not married the drunk girl. Kieran was quiet for a moment. Then he said, because you looked at me like I was worth something. Not my money, not my power, not my connections, just me. He took a step closer. I've spent my entire life being my last name, being the family business, being the heir, being the dangerous one. Another step. And then you spilled a drink on me and called my jacket ugly and argued about pizza toppings like I was just a regular person. You made me laugh. When was the last time someone made me really laugh? Emily's chest felt tight. That's pathetic? I know. He smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. The great Kieran Ashford, terror of the business world, brought to his knees by a woman who insulted his fashion choices. I was going to say lonely, Emily said softly. Kieran stopped, looked at her like she'd said something in a foreign language. You sound lonely, she continued. Like you've been surrounded by people who only see what you can do for them. For a second, his careful mask slipped. She saw something vulnerable underneath, something real and hurt and tired. Then it was gone. What happens now? Emily asked. Now you decide. Stay for a week, get to know me, see if drunk you was onto something, or leave. I'll have annulment papers ready by tonight. Just like that? Just like that. He stepped back, putting distance between them. You owe me nothing, Emily. Last night you gave me something I've never had. You made me feel chosen. That's enough. He started to leave the kitchen. Wait, Emily said. He stopped, turned slowly. She looked at the massive ring on her finger, at this powerful, dangerous, lonely man who'd apparently turned into an obedient puppy when she'd demanded marriage, at the house full of people who seemed genuinely happy she was there, at the contract that gave her all the power and protection. Drunk Emily had seen something. Drunk Emily, who had no filter and all the confidence in the world, had looked at this situation and said yes, had grabbed life by the throat and demanded what she wanted. Maybe drunk Emily was smarter than sober Emily gave her credit for. I want to know everything, Emily said. The truth, what you really do, what kind of danger there is, all of it, no sugarcoating. Kieran studied her face for a long moment. Okay. And I'm keeping my apartment, my independence, my life. You quit your job last night. You called your boss and told him to shove it. Emily's eyes went wide. I what? You quit very dramatically. You were on speakerphone. Everyone at the bar heard it. You got a standing ovation. Kieran's lips twitched. You told him he was a mediocre man with a superiority complex, and that you were worth 10 of him. Oh my God. It was the most attractive thing I'd ever heard. You were glowing with righteous anger. It was magnificent. Emily sat back down heavily. I quit my job. You were very happy about it at the time. You danced on a table. I danced on a table. For about 30 seconds before I convinced you to come down. You agreed only because I said I'd buy you nachos. He smiled at the memory. You ate an entire plate of nachos in the car on the way to the chapel. You have surprisingly good balance for a drunk person. Despite everything, despite the insanity of this entire situation, Emily felt a laugh bubbling up. It was either laugh or scream, and laughing seemed healthier. This is insane, she said, but she was almost smiling. Completely insane, Kieran agreed. But you seemed to like insane last night. You said boring was the death of happiness. Drunk me had a lot of opinions. Drunk you was honest, fearless. She knew what she wanted and she took it. He came back to the table and sat down across from her. I've never met anyone like you, Emily. Sober or drunk. You're real in a world full of fake people. You don't even know me. I know you spill drinks on people and don't apologize. I know you argue about everything with passion. I know you make your friends laugh based on those texts. I know you were brave enough to quit a job you hated. I know you negotiated a contract drunk that most lawyers couldn't do sober. His eyes softened. And I know you saw something in me worth marrying, even if you can't remember it. Emily's heart was doing complicated things in her chest. This man was dangerous, a criminal, someone she should run from. But he was also looking at her like she hung the moon, like she was special, like she mattered. When was the last time someone looked at her like that? 1 week, she said firmly. I'll stay 1 week, get to know actual you, see what drunk me saw. But if you're boring or mean or you try to control me, I'm gone. Something bright and hopeful lit up Kieran's entire face. He looked younger suddenly, happier, like she'd given him the best gift in the world. 1 week, he agreed, starting with complete honesty. So tell me, what do you actually do? He took a breath. My family has been in business for 5 generations. We started with legitimate shipping and import-export. Over the years, we expanded into property development, investments, and various businesses. But we also developed relationships with people who operate outside traditional legal structures. You work with criminals. I facilitate transactions for people who can't use banks. I provide security for businesses that need protection from other criminals. I move money for people who don't want the government tracking every dollar. I solve problems that can't be solved through legal channels. He held her gaze. I don't deal drugs. I don't traffic people. I don't hurt innocents. But I exist in a grey area between legal and illegal. And yes, that makes me a criminal in the eyes of the law. The FBI has been investigating my family for 15 years. They've never made anything stick because we're very, very careful. We have excellent lawyers. We keep our business clean enough to be untouchable. He leaned forward. I'm not going to lie to you, Emily. My life is dangerous. I have enemies. Business rivals who want what I have. Competitors who'd love to take me down. The authorities who want to put me in prison. But I protect what's mine. I keep my people safe. My family safe. And now that includes you. The way he said mine sent shivers down Emily's spine. Not fear shivers, something else. Your men, she said. Victor and the others, they're loyal, well-trained, dangerous when they need to be. But also good men with families and lives. He smiled slightly. Victor has 3 kids. James is studying for his college degree at night. Harrison volunteers at an animal shelter on weekends. They're not monsters. They're just people who work in a world most people don't see. And they all witnessed me demanding marriage. They witnessed you grab me by the tie and declare that I was going to be your husband whether I liked it or not. Victor said it was the bravest thing he'd ever seen. James recorded it. Harrison cried because he thought it was romantic. Emily covered her face. I can never look at them again. They adore you. Victor wants to name his next child after you. His wife agreed. The kitchen door swung open before Emily could process that. A massive man with tattoos covering his arms walked in, saw Emily, and his entire face lit up like a Christmas tree. Mrs. Boss, you're awake! He had the kindest eyes Emily had ever seen despite looking like he could bench press a building. I'm Victor. We talked last night. You asked about my dragon tattoo. Did I really say it was beautiful? Emily asked hesitantly. Victor's eyes got shiny. Actual tears formed. You said it looked like it meant something important. You asked if it was for someone I loved. I told you about my grandmother who raised me. You listened to the whole story. You even asked to see the picture I keep in my wallet. He touched his arm where the dragon was. No one ever asks about the meanings behind tattoos. They just see scary ink, but you saw art. You saw love. Emily felt her heart squeeze. I'm glad I asked, Victor beamed. He looked at Kieran. Boss, the downtown shipment arrived clean. No problems. Everyone's accounted for. Good. Any word from the Eastern Territory? All quiet. They got the message. Victor grinned. Oh, and Tony bet $50 that Mrs. Boss would run away screaming this morning. He owes me money now. Everyone bet on whether I'd stay, Emily asked, not sure if she should be insulted. The whole crew was invested. Most thought you'd panic when you woke up sober. But I watched you last night. The way you stood up to the boss. The way you made demands and didn't back down. The way you protected yourself with that contract. Victor's face went serious. You're strong, smart. You don't scare easy. I knew you'd stay long enough to figure things out. Or she's just too hungover to run, a new voice said from the doorway, A lean man with glasses and a friendly smile walked in. "I'm Harrison. I was the one who accidentally told you about Kieran's business last night. I got drunk and couldn't keep my mouth shut. Sorry about that. You told her I was a crime boss and she married me anyway," Kieran said dryly. "I think you did me a favor. She grabbed you by the collar after I told her. I thought she was going to hit you. Instead, she said, 'That's hot,' and demanded marriage." Harrison laughed. "It was the best moment of my life. The great Kieran Ashford, speechless and confused." "I wasn't confused. I was surprised. You looked terrified. I was concerned she might actually fight me. She had that look in her eyes." Emily listened to them bicker and felt something strange happening. These dangerous criminals were teasing each other like family. Victor was tearing up over tattoo compliments. Harrison had apparently cried over her drunken marriage proposal. They weren't what she expected at all. "Okay," she said, interrupting their argument. "I have questions." All three men immediately focused on her like she was the only person in the world. "First question, what exactly did I do last night? I need the full story." Kieran pulled out his phone. "I have timestamps. Would you like the detailed version or the summary?" "Detailed. I need to know what I'm dealing with." He nodded and started scrolling. "You arrived at the bar at 9:30. Ordered 3 shots of tequila immediately. Your friend Maya tried to stop you. You told her you were celebrating freedom. You just quit your job via text message." "I quit via text." Very professionally. "You wrote, 'I quit. You're a terrible boss. I'm worth more than this. Goodbye forever.' Then you blocked his number." Emily groaned. "Of course I did." By 10, you were dancing. By 10:30, you'd insulted 5 different people's fashion choices. Everyone loved it. You have excellent taste, apparently. Kieran kept scrolling. At 11, you spilled your martini on my shoes. I'd just arrived for a meeting with some associates. You looked at me, looked at my shoes and said, "Those are ugly anyway. You should thank me." Victor snorted. "I was standing right there. The look on your face, boss. Priceless." "I was intrigued," Kieran said defensively. "No one talks to me like that." "What happened next?" Emily asked, morbidly fascinated. "I asked if you were always this direct. You said only when dealing with people who looked like they needed honesty. Then you asked what I did for a living. I said business. You said that was boring. I said it was complicated. You said complicated meant either crime or middle management. And I looked too interesting for middle management. I called you interesting? Multiple times. You also called me brooding, mysterious, and unnecessarily attractive." His lips twitched. "Then you challenged me to debate pizza toppings. We argued for 45 minutes. My meeting was completely forgotten." Harrison jumped in. "I was at that meeting. We all just watched you two argue. It was better than television. She destroyed every point you made, boss, with logic and passion. It was beautiful." "She made excellent arguments," Kieran admitted. "By midnight, I'd bought her dinner. By 12:30, Harrison had gotten drunk and told her about the family business. I thought that would be the end of it. But it wasn't," Emily guessed. "You looked at me for a long time. Then you asked if I hurt innocent people. I said no. You asked if I dealt drugs or trafficked humans. I said absolutely not. You asked what I actually did. I told you the truth. Money moving, protection services, solving problems the law can't touch." Kieran's voice went soft. "You said, everyone has to make a living. At least you're honest about it." Emily's chest felt tight. Drunk, her had seen past the crime to the person underneath. "Then what?" "Then you grabbed my tie and said, 'I like you. You're real. Let's get married.'" Victor started laughing. The boss's face, "I wish we'd recorded that part." "You thought she was joking," Harrison added. "You said, 'That's very flattering, but I don't think—'" "And she cut you off." Kieran nodded. "You said, 'Are you scared? Do you think I'm not serious?' I'm dead serious. You're interesting and honest, and you listen when I talk. That's rare. That's valuable. So yes, let's get married. Right now. Unless you're a coward." "I called you a coward multiple times, apparently," Emily said weakly. "It was very effective. I don't back down from challenges," he smiled. "So I said yes. Then you demanded we go to a chapel immediately. You found one that was open 24 hours. On the way there, you wrote that contract on your phone. You made me pull over twice so you could add clauses." "The panic room clause was added at the second stop," Victor said helpfully. You insisted on having your own panic room. The boss had one built this morning. You built me a panic room overnight? You were very specific about your safety requirements, Kieran said. I take your needs seriously. Emily didn't know whether to laugh or cry. What else happened? You made us stop for wedding cake. You taste tested 4 different cakes at a bakery. You chose chocolate with raspberry filling. We had cake at the chapel. You fed me a piece and got frosting on my nose, then you licked it off. Emily's face turned bright red. I did not. You did, all 3 men said in unison. After the vows, you kissed me like you were trying to prove a point. Then you declared yourself the boss of the entire operation. You told my men that you outranked me now. Victor agreed immediately. She's terrifying and I respect that, Victor said seriously. You danced with all of them. You made Harrison twirl you. You told James his girlfriend was lucky. You asked about everyone's families. You made them feel seen. Kieran's voice went even softer. By 2 in the morning, every single one of my men loved you. They'd follow you into fire. Emily looked around at the 3 men watching her with genuine warmth. These dangerous criminals who'd witnessed her drunk marriage proposal and apparently decided she was their new boss. This is the weirdest situation I've ever been in, she said. But is it bad? Kieran asked carefully. She thought about it. Really thought about it. She'd woken up married to a crime boss. She should be terrified. She should be running. But instead, she was sitting in a beautiful kitchen drinking perfect coffee, surrounded by people who seemed to actually like her. Her drunk self had negotiated a contract that protected her completely. She had power here, safety, freedom to leave any time, and Kieran was looking at her like she was the most important person in the world. Not bad, she admitted, just unexpected. The best things usually are, Kieran said quietly. Their eyes met across the table. Something electric passed between them. Chemistry. The same chemistry drunk Emily must have felt last night. Emily cleared her throat. So what happens now? What does a normal day look like for you? Normally I have meetings, handle problems, make sure business runs smoothly. But today, he stood up. Today I show you everything. You wanted honesty, you wanted to see my world, so I'll show you. Everything. Everything you want to see. No secrets, no hiding. He held out his hand. Come with me, wife. Let me show you what you've gotten yourself into. Emily looked at his hand. This was a choice. Stay and see. Or leave and wonder. She took his hand, his fingers wrapped around hers. Warm and solid and safe. Welcome to my life, Emily Chen, Kieran said softly. Try not to reorganize everything too much. I make no promises. If I see things that need fixing, I'm fixing them. He laughed. Actually laughed, bright and genuine. You're going to turn my world upside down, aren't you? Probably. Is that a problem? Not even a little bit. He pulled her closer. I think you're exactly what this place needed. Victor, Harrison, and Rosa all nodded in agreement. And Emily thought maybe, just maybe, drunk her had been absolutely right. Maybe this was the best accident of her life. Maybe marrying a crime boss she'd just met was exactly the kind of chaos she needed after years of playing it safe and being responsible and doing everything right. Maybe it was time to do something wonderfully, beautifully wrong. Show me your empire, husband, Emily said with a grin. Let's see what I've gotten myself into. Kieran's answering smile was brilliant. With pleasure, wife. With pleasure. Thank you for watching. Could you handle waking up married to a dangerous crime boss with 0 memories? Would you stay for the mystery or run for your life? Drop a comment with your answer and where you're watching from. Don't forget to subscribe for part 2. Emily's story is just getting started.